Hi, I'm Evan,
And I'm Amy.
and we're one half of Wild Rook. And today we would like to discuss with you the path to financial freedom. Now, we're not financial advisors and we don't give financial advice. Seek an expert in finances if that's what you're needing. But for the basics here, one of the things on that path to financial freedom is living within our means, and for most of us that seems to be very difficult. According to the statistics, many of us aren't living within our means. Now, there's got to be a little bit of help or a guidance for us to help stay on this path. Is there anything that we can use?
Well, there is the 50-30-20 rule, and with that you would use 50% would go toward bills, whether it be your rent, your mortgage, your car payment, whatever bills that you may have. 30% was going to go towards your wants, whether it is going out to dinner, going to the movies, things that you find enjoyable and things that you like. And then 20% would go toward investments. Now, one of the hardest things people have, though, is to stay under that 50% for the bills. Would you have any suggestions?
Well, one of the things we need to do is we need to evaluate where we are spending our money and why. A lot of things are stealing from us. We're stealing from ourselves, robbing ourselves of the chance to put money in the right places. Now, there are lots of apps that'll go through and tell you what subscriptions you have, what you're paying for, what you're not paying for, or you can do it the old-fashioned way. You can grab your statement at the end of every month on your credit card and your bank accounts and all that and go through and see what you are spending money on, what's frivolous, what's too much, and what is unnecessary. And we could take that money back from the people that we're giving it to needlessly, like that gym membership I'm not going on or going to, and apply that somewhere else. And that's going to help us build wealth in the right direction. And when we're talking about building wealth in the right direction, there's a lot of things we need to look at, like credit, for instance, right?
Definitely. And most credit bureaus will actually let you pull your credit for free once a year. And there are several apps that you can go and take and use that'll give you a more up-to-date, that won't ding your credit when you go and evaluate who is reporting to your credit, what's out there, what's being charged, and why. And in doing so, you'll actually find, some of the different bills and different things that you do have that you may or may not have known that you had that may need to be tackled.
So we need to dispute some things on there sometimes?
Sometimes things are actually reported in error, but then sometimes it is a lot of just different credit cards and different things that people may have developed over time. Do you have any suggestions on how to handle those bills?
Well, I would say one of the biggest things when it comes to credit or loans or anything like that, unfortunately, things like the bills that we pay every day, our rent, our mortgage, our water, or electric, they don't report to the bureaus, which is unfortunate because most of us are really good with those. But making payments on time, not late, on time, it builds a good relationship with our credit lenders and the people that we take out loans with. We want to make sure that once we have established these loans and these lines of credit, that we pay off the most interest high loans that we can first. So if we have a credit card that's at 24% and another one that's at 12% and another one's at 9%, we want to look at that one that's 23 or 24% and pay that one off first. So what that means is we're going to take the other ones and make just a minimum payment. Every month, that statement that says, hey, your minimum due is $44. We're going to make that payment on those. But our big 24% interest one, we're going to see how much extra we can pay on that. Now, if we can afford to pay an extra $20, $40, make an extra payment that month. Even if it's just $10, $20 a week extra, that'll go toward the principal. It'll help us pay off that card faster, and we won't steal from ourselves for as long as we would have if we just made minimum payments. Now, once that one's paid off, we want to move to the next one. We want to pay off that 12% too. That's high too. We want to say, hey, I can pay an extra $40 a week, or I was paying that 24%, so let me apply that payment I was making to the other credit card all to this one and knock that one out even faster until we get down to the last one. We still want to pay that one off, but we want to evaluate what we pay off. We may want to keep something on there because there is good credit and there is bad credit, and there's the way we use it. Because if we just pay off all credit cards and we don't use them, eventually they will get cut off. So there's good credit, bad credit, credit usage. How does that affect us?
Well, the credit card companies want you to stay under a 30% credit usage on that. So, but actually it's better for you to stay under 10%. So if you have, say, a $1,000 credit card, then you don't want to spend more than $100. Or if you have a $10,000 credit card, you want to stay under $1,000. You want to keep that credit card usage low. When they go and they're evaluating it, they like to see you with a large amount of credit but low usage.
So even though we have the 30%, you say don't use it, you leave that for what, a buffer in case we need it for something else?
It is. And it really is good to make sure that you pay off the credit cards. Once they're paid down, pay them off every month, which isn't as bad when you've got, say, the $1,000 credit card that you're only putting $100 on.
Good advice, good advice. So would you say using your credit card instead of your debit card, would that be a good idea? I've heard that something people do now is that they use their credit card solely and not their debit card. I heard there was a benefit to that, but I'm not sure what that is.
Well, the benefit would be depending on what plan you have with your card, whether it be miles or cash back. There's lots of different options where it actually is better for you to buy your groceries and everything else
Cash back?
on the credit cards
All right.
rather than your debit card. And then if there's any fraudulent charges, it's also easier to be able to get that taken care of with a credit card than it is with a debit card.
That's true. We ran into that once where we had to dispute a charge, and the credit card company was like, that's not a problem, thank you very much. And we had that problem before when we were much younger, and we were just using debit card, and it was quite the fight to get them to replace that $35 charge that somebody else had messed up on.
Yeah, and if they decide to go on a shopping spree and spend $5,000, if that's what you have in your bank account, you may not have much money left over, but the credit card, you got some time and you're not completely left high and dry.
It's fantastic advice. Well, I think that's all the tips that we've got for right this second. So, I'm Evan.
And I'm Amy.
Like and subscribe.